entered the nursing home, I thought I would have a peaceful life without any worries. But after a while, I realized that the most painful thing wasn't aging or illness. It was the feeling of being forgotten. Back when I lived at home, even though I didn't see my children and grandchildren every day, I still felt connected. Just hearing their laughter in the house or listening to their small stories at the dinner table made me feel warm inside. But here, all of that gradually disappeared. At first, my family would call and visit occasionally, but over time, the calls became less frequent and their visits grew shorter, as if I were no longer an important part of their lives. I wonder, does one's value fade with age? I used to look forward to holidays and birthdays, hoping to hear warm wishes from my family. But sometimes, all I got was a short message, or nothing at all. The feeling of being forgotten isn't just a passing sadness, it's a lingering wound. It made me realize that the scariest part of growing old isn't declining health, it's loneliness. When I was young, I never imagined a day when I would have to depend on others. I was free to do what I wanted, go where I pleased, and make decisions for myself. But as I aged, my health deteriorated, and I gradually lost the freedom I once took for granted. I used to go to the market, cook my own meals, and ride my bicycle around the neighborhood every afternoon. Now I need my family's help just to leave the house. Even simple tasks like making tea or changing clothes have become difficult. I no longer have full control over my life. My children and grandchildren care for me, but sometimes their concern feels suffocating. I can't always eat what I like or follow my own schedule as I used to. Each day, I feel more like a child being watched over, rather than an adult who has experienced the ups and downs of life. I miss my independence, the ability to live life on my own terms. But now, all I can do is accept reality and find joy in the little things. Losing freedom isn't just about losing the ability to care for myself, it's about losing a part of who I am. And that is perhaps the hardest thing to accept about growing old. When I was younger, every day was filled with responsibilities and goals. I was busy with work, taking care of my family, and raising my children. Each morning, I knew what I needed to do, and I felt that my contributions mattered. But as I grew older, everything changed. My children became independent and no longer needed my constant support. The job that once defined me was no longer a part of my daily life. I suddenly had so much free time, yet I didn't know how to fill it. Each day felt the same, nothing to look forward to, nothing to feel excited about. Over time, I realized that I was losing my sense of purpose. Without important tasks to complete, I felt lost, as if I no longer had value. Some days I would ask myself, do I still matter? But then I understood that purpose doesn't always have to come from big achievements. I could find meaning in small things, caring for my plants, sharing my experiences with my grandchildren, or helping those around me. Because no matter how old we are, we all need to feel that we still have a reason to be here. When I was younger, I thought aging would be a slow process, giving me enough time to prepare. But reality turned out to be very different. My health didn't decline gradually. It happened faster than I ever expected. One day, I realized I was no longer as strong as before. Climbing the stairs became tiring, my legs felt weak, and back pain became a constant companion. I used to do things without thinking, walking for hours, carrying heavy bags, or staying up late to watch movies without feeling exhausted. But now, even small household chores leave me needing to rest. Aches and pains are part of my daily life, my sleep is lighter, and my body reacts more slowly than before. What worries me most is that I no longer have control over my own body. I feel pain more easily, recover more slowly, and sometimes, even a minor misstep could cause me to fall. Doctor visits have become routine, reminding me that I am no longer young. But instead of complaining, I know I have to adapt. I started exercising lightly, eating healthier, and taking care of my mental well-being. While I can't turn back time, I can still live a fulfilling life by taking care of myself. Because health is the most precious thing, and I can't afford to let it slip away without doing something about it. I once thought that reaching a certain age would make it easy to accept the end of life. But now that I'm facing it, I realize that leaving isn't as simple as I imagined. It's not just the physical pain or prolonged illness, it's the emotional attachment to life and the things I've cherished for so many years. My home, my loved ones, and my beautiful memories, all of them make it hard to let go. I still want to talk with my children, witness more seasons pass, and hear my family's laughter just a little longer. But the hardest part is not wanting to be a burden. I see the worry in my children's eyes as they care for me, balancing their busy lives while still making time for me. I know I can't stay forever, but I'm not quite ready to leave yet. Life is strange. When we are young, we want to grow up quickly. But when we are old, we wish for more time. And now, I truly cherish every small moment I have left, because I know that once I go, there's no coming back. As I grow older, I realize that my privacy and dignity are not what they used to be. The simple tasks I once did independently, bathing, dressing, or walking around the house, have now become things I need help with. This makes me feel helpless, and sometimes even ashamed of my loss of independence. I was once strong, making my own decisions, but now I rely on my children or caregivers. They are kind and attentive, yet I can't stop feeling like a burden. Every time I need assistance, I struggle to accept this new reality. Losing privacy isn't just a physical challenge, it's an emotional one. I no longer feel in control of my own life. But perhaps the most important lesson is learning to accept these changes and find joy in life's small moments, even when things are not the same as before.